You know what they say, if you spill your salt, throw it over your right shoulder. Or is it left hand, right shoulder? I don't know. Take away the bad luck or whatever. They're on this channel, and it's not because of bacon pies, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna do a little Porsche emblem. Do I have a treat? I have a little, my take on an apple pie recipe that I just kind of make up as I go. First off, you get your apples. You want to get your Honey Crisp apples, because to me, those are the best apples for apple pie, because it's crunchy and it kind of holds the structure, because you don't want soup in your pie, you know what I mean? And then you get your pie crust. You can make it from scratch, but this is kind of made from scratch. So you can say it's made from scratch because someone made this from scratch, you know what I mean? It's still homemade, even if it's a factory or whatever. So you got your pie crust, you got your butter, salted butter. Salted butter is the way to go. I like flavor, salt brings out flavor. Get your salted butter. I'm not a huge baker, so you can murder me in the comments. Got your cinnamon, you got your nutmeg, you got your lemon, because you gotta cut the sugars. Listen to your doctors, cut your sugars, use citrus. And then you got your salt, you got your flour, you got your brown sugar. I like brown sugar, you know. Brown sugar has a little, there's like a little molasses hint to it. You want the brown sugar, it has more flavor. It's not just sweet, a little earthy tones. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just better. So you got that, you got your knife, cutting board. You know what? Let's skin these apples, because I don't want skins in my apple pie. I don't want to have to pick things through my teeth, so let's take the skins off these apples and get right into it. Shall we? Let's do it. Let's do it. So when I'm chopping my apples here, I'm not really doing like precise cuts. This is grandma style. That means grandma didn't have much time, so she's just gonna rush this and have everybody happy at Thanksgiving dinner. You know what I mean? Or whatever family event, or just maybe by herself because she's has a sweet tooth and she doesn't want her husband to find out that she's making pie and she's getting it by herself. You know what I mean? So the slices are gonna be laser cut like you get at the store. So some thick, some thin, kind of like us people, you know what I mean? All of us come in different shapes and sizes. And that's gonna be the same way with your apple slices. Because honestly, it doesn't go down whole, you know what I mean? You gotta chew it up. So if someone complains about your apple slices being too thick and too thin, you need new friends. I don't wanna chop my fingers off. Just throw that in the sink like that. Make sure you work near the sink so you can just throw stuff in there. It's kind of fun. Oh, not even looking, huh? Oh, no, I'm just kidding. One more. Oh, let's get that skin off there. See, get that skin right in the sink. You see that? Right in the sink. It's like I've been doing this all my life. All right, that's that. We got our apples cut. We got our apples. So now we're gonna mix things up. I'm gonna need a bigger bowl. All right, so we got our apples in the bowl. Now it's time to mix it all up. Let's bring in all our ingredients and put it into the bowl there. All right, so now we're gonna put all our mixtures in. So I'm gonna add flour first. This, I think, what is half a cup of flour. All right, that's in there. I might add more because honestly, I like my mixture thick, so I might add a little bit more flour. I'll see how it looks when I put it all together. And then we got a half a cup of sugar. I like brown sugar. The texture in this is really nice. We're gonna add our salt. That's in there. Oh, it got stuck to the bottom. You know what they say, if you spill your salt, throw it over your right shoulder. Or is it left hand, right shoulder? I don't know. Take away the bad luck or whatever the mojo juju is. Let's put that in there. And then we're gonna get more salt. How much do you guys think I dropped? You know, maybe. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that looks good. No, that's not scripted, you know. Alright, so that's in there. Now, cinnamon, they say a tablespoon. Let's get a tablespoon. This is not a tablespoon.
Just do it.
No, this is good. We're gonna go with it. This is real life, folks. This is real life. So we got a little tablespoon here. It's a little bit more than a tablespoon, but I like. What am I measuring for? Just eyeball it. Just throw it in there. Some cinnamon is good. Alright? I maybe like 3 shakes of this nutmeg. I think that's enough because you don't want to be too nutty. You know what I mean? What is nutmeg anyway? Is it nut or meg? Is it a nut? Is it a root? I don't know. Whatever. Alright, nutmeg's in. Alright, so now, gotta cut the sugars. Get your lemon. Ooh, that's how the knife is nice. And then cut that lemon in half. Just because you don't want your pie to be overly sweet, because then that's all people talk like, yeah, it was a good pie, the crust was good, but it was not too sweet. You know what I mean? So I'll just squeeze this guy in there. Get all that, all the juices in there. Oof, oof. And the sink, there we go. That's why the sink's right there. Now, this is where it gets fun. We're gonna get a little messy here. We're gonna mix this up. All right, then we're gonna kind of mix everything, kind of fold things over because the flour likes to hide in little creases. So you gotta make sure you mix everything real nice. You're gonna get a clump of dough in your apple pie, and you don't want a clump of dough unless it's that buttery crust. You know what I mean? Start from the bottom and just pull up, just so everything gets covered. You know what I mean? When it all starts to look uniform, that's when you're done, and then you can get your dough rolled out and put in the tray.
You say you know what I mean a lot.
Yeah, because I know what I mean. What do you mean? All right, so now look at the mixture. Mixture's nice. So then you got a good mixture like that. Check all your edges, you know, check all the edges, make sure, you know, there's no flour or even sugar sitting there. And then we're gonna get to the fun part. Oh, this is always kind of fun, wasn't it? Wasn't this fun, guys, huh? It's gonna be like a 47-minute video. So that mixture's set. And then we're gonna start doing the pie crust. We'll get our made from scratch pie crust out. And then when you in the bowl, I'm gonna lightly cover this with a little bit of flour. All right, cover the bottom a little bit with flour. Crust doesn't just get stuck. I laid that with butter too, so it's gonna be good. Just trust me, just trust the process, okay? So now this is gonna be a little different, because I'm gonna do a double layer butter crust. You're like, what is that, a croissant? When it's done, it just amplifies your pie crust, okay? Who doesn't like butter anyway, you know what I mean? So, I'm gonna unfold this. I'm just gonna throw this guy right here real quick. And I'm gonna layer the bottom of the pan with some more butter. Nice room temperature butter. Just got a scoop of that. Throw that at the bottom. Whole time lapse that. Woo! That's nice. Alright, we're gonna throw our pie crust down. Alright? Pinch it all the way to the edges. Alright? A little hangover's okay. Not after drinking. But over the pie crust bowl, a little hangover's good. And now, another layer of butter. I know I can hear all the gas like, oh, more butter. Yeah, more butter, man. Let's layer that in there. This will be your base. Just make sure the butter's pliable, that it doesn't tear your dough. And you can use your hands too if you want. All right, so that crust is buttered, and now lay the other crust on top. So this is the double layer butter crust. And then we'll put this guy on top. The only thing you gotta remember is when you do this process, you're gonna have to cook it a little longer. Maybe like 10 minutes or so, but man. So this is gonna be really flaky and have a little depth to your pie. And you don't have to be exact, like yeah, one pot's lower, one's a little higher. You're gonna fold that over, you're gonna put another top on it, it's all right. So now you got a good base. And then we'll worry about the edging afterwards. Just kind of fold it over with the excess. People like to trim it off. Why trim it off? It's good dough, just bake it up, it's like a cookie. You know what I mean? Just eat that. So now, that's all in there. You got little air pockets in there, it's nice. It'll all cook over. Now, we'll put our apple mixture in there. And you don't have to lay it all pretty, just plop it in. And you might be looking at my dishes like, oh, where do you get that? These are dishes from like 1972. I think every family in the United States and Europe, everywhere, has this same dish. See it? The blue and white? The blue and white, I think everybody has this. I'm sure it's in your mother's cabinet, in your grandmother's cabinet, your cabinet. You don't know where it came from, you don't know where you bought it, but we all own it. No apple escapes this dish. And you don't have to, you know, stuff every corner, but even it out a little bit. Oof. If you guys could smell this already, oof, Whew. It's making me drool already. All right, so we'll put that there. Now we're gonna do the top of the pie, but I'm gonna do a little different. So I'm gonna do a little design. I'm gonna put the top layer first. I'll fold this guy. I'll just lay this guy. And the edges don't have to look pretty, you know what I mean? You just kind of throw it in there, seal it up. Some parts are gonna stick out more than the other. I'm not looking for like show quality, you know what I mean? Because these little edges, when they brown up and they throw a little brown sugar on them and they caramelize with the sugar, oh, it's such a good feel. And I'm gonna add some slits to this guy, knife number 17, just so it airs out while it's cooking. And then I'm gonna add another layer of dough on top of it, because I'm gonna do this one a little special, because 2023 was a big year for me. If you follow my channel, that's probably why you're on this channel, and it's not because of baking pies, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna do a little Porsche emblem on this guy here. So now I'm just doing the design for the Porsche logo, because 2023 was the year that I bought my first sports car, my first like major purchase that I, you know, dreamed of as a kid. So having this all tie up together is pretty cool. So, and you know, it doesn't have to be exact. It's gonna get baked, so it's not like, it's not going to the art gallery. So just have fun with it, okay? And some pieces I might remove because there's some dark portions, so maybe I'll just add that. So the Porsche logo is pretty easy until you get to this horse, man. How am I gonna draw a horse in the dough? Now we're gonna lay this guy on top. All right, so I'm gonna let my dough breathe more, so I'm gonna add some more holes to it, add a little texture. And when it all comes together, you know, because you want the extra steam to come out too, because you don't want it turned into mush inside the pie. So any of the excess will either blow over, bubble over, and that's a cool little detail too. So just get you one of those skewers, just what I got here, and poke little holes in here. And now we're gonna lay our little masterpiece up over the pie there. Let's just throw that in there. I can feel the tension. All right, that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna go look at my keys, because now I own one of these bad boys. Ooh, you don't even know about it. Or maybe you do. All right, so I'm gonna take the black pieces out, and that will just be like the detail. And now what we're gonna do, this is an important part too, because you want a nice crispy crust. You're gonna crack these eggs, and we're gonna get the yolks out of those real quick. So let's get this guy all mixed up. And then you're just gonna paint this like Picasso, you know? It doesn't have to be exact. You just throw it on there, you know? Especially on the crust, you wanna get on the edges there. Now I'll make my adjustments with my toothpick. And now on these dark spots, what I'm gonna do is add brown sugar. Where the black emblem was, I'm gonna add some brown sugar. Come over the top, and then sprinkle in some. All right, so 375. That's gonna be in there for 1 hour.
1 hour later.
Woo, it is time. You can hear a sizzle. Oh, she's a beaut. All right, so we're gonna pull this out of here. We're gonna let this sit on the stove for a little bit, let it cool down, let it drop down a temp, and just let it set for a bit. Here we have the final product. The logo kind of disappeared, but you get the idea. See those sugars popping through. Cut another slice here. Look at that. It comes out perfect. Look at that. Ooh, it looks like store-bought. That's crazy. Ooh, I'm gonna like this. Ooh. Ooh, that double layer. I'm telling you, that double layer thick. Extra butter.
Good job.
Come on, you ain't ready. You ain't ready. Ooh. First taste. First taste. Oh, it's all falling apart. Everything kicks in, and it's not overly sweet. The acidity is perfect. Oh, the crust is so good. Made from scratch. Ooh, I'm losing stuff here. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Just do it. It takes, what, 15 minutes to put it all together? And then baking it is like an hour? Better than store-bought. Better than store-bought. So good.